my like high school sweetheart and I broke up, and I
Yeah.
was like, screw it, I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fitness Saudi podcast, and today we are going to spotlight our athletes. First up, we have here Jacob.
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
I met Jacob, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago.
Right around when Crunch down the road was opening, yeah.
Yeah, Crunch West Melbourne opened, and you were front desk, right?
Yeah.
Were you a trainer at the time?
I was. I started in there for management, and I worked in management for about another 2 years before I switched to training, and been back and forth between the two. But I am training again now.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. He's gone to Orlando. He's been back to Wickham, back to West Melbourne, back to Orlando. This man grinds, and all the time he's on his shit, competing, getting ready to compete, pushing the envelope there. And that's part of the reason we kind of selected him to be on the team is his efforts, like overall. Like we were watching, we watched a lot of you guys. Like
For sure.
We selected you guys all for a reason. And like seeing you grind at work, going back and forth, taking those changes through management to personal training, back to management, and moving. Like I'm not moving for a job.
Yeah.
We used to travel for our old job, and it sucked.
Well, it is. Yeah, it's definitely scary. I was 22 when I first moved to Orlando, and I was just like, okay, I just wanted to become a general manager for Crunch at that time, and so I kind of just picked everything up and moved to Orlando. Within about like 5 months, I had my first club as a general manager up there, which was pretty sick to do. And then kind of moving around, my MO and kind of why I've been bouncing back and forth is always kind of just finding my niche, and my mission kind of lies within impacting the most amount of people at once, right? So,
Yeah.
A year ago, that was definitely personal training, and then you kind of know what happened with the pec tear, just one of my few injuries that I go through. So I did end up getting back to management, and it's kind of come full circle here. To be back at 192 down the road.
So
and,
you went back to management because of your pec tear?
Yeah. So
because you couldn't really train anybody.
Well, at that point, that was definitely my highest high, followed by an immediate lowest low of my
Yeah,
life.
because you just won. You just won your show, right?
Yeah. So I won. I did men's physique and classic, both of the open classes. I took first in the men's physique. I got second in classic. And then 2 weeks later, I ruptured my pec on some flat dumbbell press. So
all Bobby's fault.
Yeah. He definitely.
We should put that video on here soon.
Yeah, you could. I'll send that over. It's a fun video. But yeah, nonetheless, man, that took me out a little over 9 months with surgery and 3 months in a sling alone before I even started physical therapy.
And that's such a huge downtime in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be on it.
Yeah.
Now, were you able to eat consistently and everything through there? Did you kind of fall off?
So for the most part, I was definitely still getting like a baseline of like 3 to 4 meals a day. But that's where I really kind of understood the mental aspect that goes into bodybuilding for me personally, at least. So depression was definitely a factor. So you can only control so much when you're not getting the help that you need and kind of not accepting it. So
Yeah.
I was doing that for a while, but I would say within about 6 months, I got the help that I needed, and
Good.
and I definitely got back to myself slowly but surely, right?
And you brought your legs up.
Yeah, no.
It gave you a lot of time to bring your
Yep.
legs up.
So yeah, I mean, I as stupid as that sounds, I wouldn't really change a thing with that. Just in the regards of, it definitely helped sculpt me, make me a lot stronger as an individual,
Yeah.
let alone the balance that I kind of put on my physique. And, now I'm able to kind of get that upper body back.
I have so many things like that in my life that when it was happening was like catastrophic, like life ending. And
Yeah.
now I look back at it and I'm like, holy shit, it was just a fork in the road.
Yep.
Like it had to happen that way. Like
100%.
life is so weird like that. Like in the moment you're like struggling and dying, but then you look back after a couple of years and you're like, holy shit, like what would have happened to me if I went this way instead of that? Like
100%.
Like if all my little things like didn't line up how they did, and like I ended up in Melbourne over like a breakup. Like
Right.
my like high school sweetheart and I broke up, and
Yeah.
I was like, screw it, I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah.
And like, dude, if that didn't happen, my whole life would be completely different.
100%.
Like I was about to enroll NC Central. I'm not gonna say any more than that, but look up NC Central and see what the school is.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think those trials and tribulations really show you who you are as a man or a woman.
Yeah.
And again, once you make it through those, you do get to look back and kind of admire, getting through that. And again, being at that time, it's like, holy crap, my life's done. What am I going to do? And then, kind of sticking through a goal especially a long-term goal where you're kind of starting from nothing. It definitely is definitely fulfilling, right?
Yeah, and you also look back and you're like, I was so like I was acting so child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to wrap this up, what got you into fitness? Like, how did you get into bodybuilding? How did you get into personal training and crunch and stuff?
For sure. So it's a pretty fun story that kind of started. Really, I mean, I was the heavier set kid, believe it or not, in high school and everything like that. So definitely a lot of insecurity behind it. 14, 15, by 16, I was playing football.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what kind of forced me to get in the weight room. And you guys kind of know what football workouts are. It's
Yeah,
squat, bench, deadlift, power clean,
like I was gonna
macros.
say, gym workouts or football workouts are a lot different from bodybuilding
Yeah.
workouts. So that transition had to happen
So
too.
yeah, 16 to 18, my life was kind of revolved around football. So, while I was in the gym, it wasn't really true working out, right? So did a semester of college football. Me and my girlfriend broke up, so I dropped out, moved back here, and that's what ultimately got me into fitness. I was then 240 pounds, not like anything I look like now, which kind of got me into nutrition. I was like, okay, I got to lose all this weight.
Mhm.
I want to have the physique I want to have, and I would say within 3 to 4 months, I dropped like 40 pounds or so. Not necessarily smart dieting, but definitely just eating a lot
Fast.
less. Yeah, correct. Right. So by the end of it, that's what got me into fitness. Quickly got into personal training by the time I was 19. So that was about a year after that. And then I was with Crunch by the time I was 21, and I've been with them for about 4 years, whether I've been in the management or personal training role. So kind of along the lines, it's just become more of of my life, let alone then my job, right?
That's awesome. So, guys, you can find Jacob at Crunch 192 in person training, and he also is coaching online. We'll throw the link on his description here. But, Jacob, welcome to the team, and thanks.
Happy to be here, guys. Thank you so much.